We won't compromise. Price waits forever. We won't compromise. Back down never. We won't compromise. Price waits forever. We won't compromise. Back down never.
What's up, people? It's your boy. And we are back with the Live and Level Gamers podcast. We got the whole crew in the house. Anyway, what's up, D2?
What's up?
What's up, Keith Norris?
What's the business, man? What's the business?
Nothing much, man. What's up, K-Bum 20?
Man, we talking about practice?
Not a game. Not a game. Not a game.
This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast, episode 93. I hope I got these numbers right, because I'll be looking at, are we really at 93 podcasts? But anyway, we got, we are now. I know we ain't finna change it now. We might jump to 193 if we want to. Just make it look more appealing. But anyway, man, we're here to talk about nothing but games, maybe some movies, some music that's whatever we want to talk about. What's been going on in y'all world the last few days, man? Anything unique, special before we get into this? What you've been gaming on? Anyone of you guys?
Yeah, I seen Power Rangers, man. Anybody seen Power Rangers?
No. You seen it, D2?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I seen it.
How is it?
Is it worth it?
Did y'all watch Power Rangers back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then absolutely.
I heard it's darker.
It looks darker. It's still well, they got some mature themes. Aside from their power suits and stuff like that, they got some really good things that's going on between them, personal issues that they go through. So I like that aspect of it. I'm really excited about another movie in this universe. First one was cool, got the introductions out there, but I'm ready for that second one. You'll see what I mean once you watch it.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be, I think, 6 of them.
Yeah, I heard that. Now let me ask this. Now, okay, first let me phrase it like, how did you feel about the Ninja Turtles reboot? The first one.
Where's that sound effect?
Anybody?
What'd you say, D2K? What's that sound effect?
Looking for the fatal sound effect.
Go ahead, Noah. What Keith? What you think?
It was all right.
Okay, so you saying the Power Rangers was definitely a better reboot than
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Transformers.
There we go. That's much better.
Hey, when Transformers came out, it was hot, but I don't know. I like the first one.
I'm gonna be honest. The first Transformers I saw in the movie when it first came out, and I said, okay, this is legit, because at that point I had never seen CGI that good before.
Right.
But once other stuff started coming out at the same level, then they didn't have that special quality anymore. And then the second one was so bad. That's the first time I actually walked out of a movie. I literally walked out.
The second one?
The second one, Revenge of the Fall.
Yeah, the second one had some bad parts to it. Yeah, you're right on that.
The
third parts too. The second one was bad.
No, man, what was the one that the Transformer to it used to be the construction trucks and what's that one? What's the name of that
Devastator.
Devastator. When he had testicles, I was done. I was like, you know what?
I was done way before that happened.
That made me mad.
The racist cars, man. That was
the racist cars. But yeah, the racist cars was bad, but I could stomach through that part, But when he climbing up a pyramid, is the two things. I was like, okay, this just stop it, man. These are robots. They ain't
like that, bro.
And then they was cussing on top of that.
Yeah, the parents was cussing so much, though. The parents were.
Now, so you saying that Power Rangers is a better reboot than the original Transformers?
Than the original? No.
Is it up there with it?
No, it's not.
It's not up there. It's not that good. Okay.
No. All right. In my opinion, no.
All right. K-Bum, have you seen Logan yet?
Nah, bro, we were supposed to see it, man, but we've been busy, bro.
Man, you hurting our feelings right now, dude. We trying to talk about this movie.
Hey,
we trying to talk
life
around
is rough
you.
in my house, bro. My wife is working almost 70 hours, man. It's rough out here, bro.
I got you. Yeah, you see, I'm still in daddy mode right now, trying to do this podcast and trying to watch Kids Two Minds come back home. So, but anyway, all right, Norris, you got me wanting to go check out that. I was gonna wait till it came to Blu-ray. I wasn't gonna spend no theater money on it, but you got me curious now. I still got to go see Skull Island too, though.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
So, but anyway, let's get it in, man. So. This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Welcome, folks. I hope y'all are ready to have a good time. We look to entertain you guys for the next hour or so. But you know how we always start the show out with what we've been playing for the last few days. So starting with Mr. Norris, Keith Norris, what you been gaming on, man?
I am still gaming on that Zelda. I'm still gaming on Zelda. I think I'm almost done with Master Blaster, which and I highly recommend this game. If you have a Switch, even if you don't have a Switch and you can find a ROM and play the old one, I highly recommend playing Master Blaster. I didn't know how good this game was. It's really scratching that Metroid itch for me. It's 2D Metroid. I haven't played The Binding of Isaac since the last time we was on. And K-Bum,
yo,
I've been trying to get through this Mass Effect, man. I've been dozing off on this game, but I'm still playing it.
Bruh, I did the same thing. I was playing that demo, man. I'm like, man, I gotta put something else in because I'm about to go to sleep.
I'm just like, wow, I don't feel like doing this.
I actually watched the YouTube clip of that Andromeda. It didn't look bad to me, but like I said, watching it and playing it is two different things. And maybe they was at a more action-packed scene or part in the game where it was a lot of action. So maybe that was one of the up times, adrenaline pumping times. Because what I saw looked pretty cool. I had no problems with what I saw. But the premise of seeing and playing is two different things.
The premise of the whole story, I like it. I think that's dope that you're out there and you're trying to find a new world for your people to, live on. And other things. I love the premise.
Yeah, I like what's driving the story. I think some good stuff driving the story.
But man,
execution, huh?
Woo.
Execution bad. All right. So Mr. Keith gave us what he been gaming on. D2K, what you been gaming on, man?
I just for giggles, I decided to go back and play Blast Corps again. Getting all the way through the end. And just thinking to myself, man, Microsoft, y'all sleeping on this. Y'all can really make a new Blast Corps, and it can be so good right now with the technology that exists right now. And with them boasting about the physics engine that they have, they could really do something special with a game like Blast Corps. But, that's just one of those games that was just so original. It was so creative. It was just so out of left field. Like, what is this? There was nothing like that before. And just going through the whole thing, I remember just how much fun it's one of those games that no matter how many times you play it, it's like you played it for the first time, whenever you pick it up. So that's what I was playing this weekend.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Okay, that's it. So I've been. Oh, my bad.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
I had to keep it. I had to keep it entertaining.
That's how we're gonna start this podcast. Okay, bro.
Go ahead, dude.
I got you, Level. Don't worry, you got yours coming. Yeah. So your boy. Yeah, I've been. I play a lot of stuff, man. I got a short attention span, so I can't play one game for too long. That's why I'm not an RPG guy, because my attention span is way too short. So I'm still playing Overwatch. They just released a new character about a couple weeks ago. I played her a little bit, not a big fan of her. But with any new character, you gotta learn how the ins and outs of the character, and I haven't got time to put that in yet. And I know I've said this before. and I'll say it again on the air, that what Overwatch does for their extended support, to their post-release support, is better than anybody out there, hands down. Show me a better console team supporting their game post-launch, and then you'll make a believer out of me. They have released every character and every map for free.
Which game is this?
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Okay.
Every map and every new character have all been released for free. They have not charged you a single dime for anything else. And they've released, I think, 4 new characters since the game's launch, and I think 3 to 4 new maps. Great job. So I've been playing Overwatch, the competitive mode. I'm almost close to the diamond level, which is 2 levels from like the highest level. And then I've been playing NBA 2K. Like I said, man, if you guys haven't played that, man, that game is, if you're even a slight fan of basketball, it's still it's a really good game. I've been playing that. I've gone back. The distaste in my mouth that Mass Effect left was washed out by playing The Witcher again. So I've been using that as a mouthwash, just playing the Witcher, because I'm 50 hours in and I'm not even close to finish.
So you telling me that Mass Effect is that bad? When you put in Witcher 3, it's like night and day.
I put it in, I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's good.
That's crazy.
It's not that it's disappointing. I think that's the best way to say it. It's not that it's a terrible game. It's a disappointing game.
Okay.
And that disappointment makes the game seem worse. Well, I'm gonna say the word worser. That's not a word. It makes it seem more worse.
It's worse. That's worse.
Just worse.
You ain't gotta put no ER on it. I think it's good, K-Bo. Go ahead.
Make it worser than what it really is.
You know that's actually a word now. Worser and worsest. But I still stick with worst and worse and worst.
No, that's terrible.
That's like saying gooses.
Deuces. Yeah, man, deuces, man. Hold on, man. Don't mess up my
Geese, gooses. I said that one time. My brother got on me bad, man. Like, it ain't gooses, it's geese. I'm like, oh, my bad.
Gooses?
Yeah, I was saying, look at all them gooses. And he's like, man, it ain't gooses, it's geese. I was like, oh, my bad. We were driving past a city park that had a lot of geese out there, and I just said gooses for whatever reason. I thought I was right, too. I ain't ashamed to admit it. Go ahead, though, K-Bo.
Oh, so if it's moose, is it meese?
Is moose? I think it's just.
It is moose.
Don't get me wrong.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on, Jess. Can the chat get us right on this? Is it moose? Is it mooses or
meese?
Is it meese?
I thought meese was small mouses. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
The I don't know. Somebody look at
Mr. Jinx.
I think it's just moose, man. Look at those moose.
It's just moose.
I don't know. I don't know how you miss one from.
They flame us in the chat.
Hey, look. Ain't nobody. At least we.
It's moose.
It's singular and plural. Okay.
It's mooses.
It's just moose. It's just moose. Anyway, at least you didn't say geese. Is Keith. Go ahead, K-Bun. You weren't done.
Yeah, you're trying to steal my shine. It's all good. Steal my shine. So I've been playing 2K, The Witcher. I thought about playing For Honor. I picked the game up and I went to put it in my console and I put it back down and put basketball back in. So
wow.
I know that game may be going back to GameFly. I don't know.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. I knew you was gonna do that. I knew you was gonna come to a place like, man, this game ain't all what it's. I was just waiting for you to say it.
I'm gonna play.
I was, man. I was like, I thought it was gonna happen the last podcast.
I don't know, man.
Yes,
I don't got time for it, man. It's so microtransaction. It's too tedious. I can't do it.
Okay.
They said if you buy everything in that game, it'll cost up to like $750.
Yep, I believe it.
And that won't be happening.
That's crazy.
I believe it.
Nope.
That's it, K-Bon?
Yeah, that's it for me, bro.
Okay. As far as me, man, of course, I'm still playing that Zelda, and I'm just taking my time. I'm not trying to breeze through it and beat it. I'm trying to enjoy every facet of.
Sorry.
I'm trying to enjoy every facet of the game. So I'm 3 dungeons in. I still got the last divine beast, the one in the I guess Death Mountain, the one walking around there. I can't think of the name of that one, but that's where I'm trying to find the path to. So I'm gonna have to go get me some elixirs to get up there until I get my suit and whatever I need to be able to stay up there without burning up.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that. I also did the Splatoon 2 Testfire over the weekend. Didn't get a chance to get it in much because I had a lot of church events. So I got a chance to do it on that Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time. Got it in for an hour, playing with some folks. Pretty cool. We're going to talk about that because I'm pretty sure. Did you get a chance to do that, Keith?
Yeah, I forgot to mention it, but yeah, I did.
Yeah. And I picked up Snake Pass. Well, not picked it up. I downloaded Snake Pass on the Switch. Now, this also came out for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And I want to, What'd you say?
It's on Steam as well.
And on Steam.
Yeah.
This game is unique to me, man. This is a unique take. It feels like a rare game, like something Rare would do. The way that you control is the platformer, but it's totally breaks the conventions of what you're used to with a platform. So it ain't Mario or Sonic or something where you're jumping around on platforms and different things like that. It has a unique way you control it, but we're gonna talk about that here. I'll talk about it now because I don't know if everybody played it. Who else have played it yet? I don't know who all played it yet.
I thought it was trash, and I'm ready to hear what you got to say.
You didn't like it?
I haven't played it. I just look
okay.
at it.
All right, so
I haven't played it, but I just watched a video of somebody else playing it. It was kind of funny.
I like what I saw when I watched the video. I was like, I think I'm gonna check that out. When they said it was $19.99, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. So what's unique about it is you literally have to, like, you see the motion of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have to move the joystick that way, or you're not going to move. So your ZR is how you. That's your momentum or your gas, and then your ZL is your grip. So when you see the snake wrapping around, I can't think of the name of the snake at this time.
Noodle.
Noodle. Yeah, Noodle. When he's wrapping around trying to climb different poles and different things, structures in the game, you will have to grip or wrap yourself or restrict around this item and maneuver yourself around to get through it. It's really challenging because you have to hold your head up. That's I think I do that with either A or B. You have to hold your head up. It's real unique, and once you get to doing it, it's kind of addictive. And like I said, it's beautiful. It's a nice looking game. Unreal Engine 4. It's very comparable to the PlayStation version and the Xbox version. And I guess the what you just said, D2K what is it?
Steam, buddy.
Steam version. There's a few differences, like there's some glimmering and shine off of the water that the PlayStation has that the Switch doesn't. But all in all, it's basically about the exact same game. But yeah, it's definitely worth $19.99. I think it's the best game I bought outside of Zelda on the Switch. Honestly, I enjoy it more than Fast RMX, and I've been playing it, man. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. I'm on the second stage. I kept falling off the side because I was trying to go for this coin, and I haven't mastered how to maneuver that particular platform to get to the coin. So I was dying, and I just went on and turned it off because it was late. But it's definitely good, man. My wife was even watching me play that game. So Snake Pass is definitely worth your money. It's a different take on platformer. Like I said, it's not Mario. It's going to really make you rethink how to get the item. You really have to think, okay, and you have to be real precise. You got to take your time. You can't just rush through it. You literally got to move in the snake motion. If you don't, you just going to be moving really, really like molasses. You're just going to be creeping along. It's going to be real slow. So it's a lot of tricks and stuff you got to do to really take advantage of what the game is trying to do. So, yeah, Keith, I'll tell you it's worth $19.99, definitely. Okay. I think you'll like it. So
I was about to play that. I saw Nia playing it. I was like, I don't know. We'll see.
It's one of them games. I don't think you're going to get the joy of it just by watching it. The only thing that the watching it did for me was when I liked how it looked. I was like, this is a nice looking game. And but I was like, I wasn't for sure if I would want to play it, but it was definitely nice looking. So when I saw how much it cost, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go get me some currency.
You're right on the money when you say it might remind you of a rare type game. It does remind you of a rare type game. One of the reasons why is because David Wise is doing the soundtrack of this game, and he's the guy that did this soundtrack for most of the Donkey Kong games. So, it definitely gives you that feel. And when I first saw it, I thought, is this that ukulele game? Because the art style kind of looks a lot like that, but it's completely different from that. There is a category for games like this. It's not really a platformer so much. It's more, it's more. I would say it's more akin to a physics-based puzzle game, because you're basically, the puzzle is trying to figure out how you're going to get these items using the physics and mechanics of the snake. You have to basically plan out what you're doing before you do it. You can't just say, well, I'll think about how to do it on the fly, because if you do, you're going to fall. So you have to set up what you're going to do before you even get to that point. And that kind of reminds me of games done by Shin'en Multimedia, like that Art of Balance game that they had.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me sort of like that, So,
you're right. You hit it right on there, D2. I didn't think to put it in that, because they was labeling it, and, kind of categorizing it as a platform. But you're right. It's really based around the physics of the snake, learning how he moves, what works, what don't work, not moving too fast, using gravity to your benefit. There's a lot of things to it. Like,
plus there's a little insect thing.
It's a what you call them birds? Hummingbird.
Oh, hummingbird. Yeah, he can grab your tail and help you in certain areas so that you don't drop right off. He can, or if you get ready to drop, he can pick your tail up and keep you from sliding off.
And there's stages that, like right now, the stages that I'm in was basically training you on how to learn all the different movements and things like that. But there are stages that you got to learn how to, roll a wheel, or how to move move the snake in a way that it makes a thing move forward or backwards. So you have to wrap the snake and move them around this in a way that makes this, this crate or this interactive switch turn and stuff like that. It's pretty clever, man. Like I said, you would have to play it to see the uniqueness of it. Just watching it, you think, oh, that's boring, because you thinking Mario, you thinking games like that. But when you start controlling it, it ain't really novice. I won't say a person just can pick up a controller and play it. You really gotta be used to playing video games to really play that game. I don't think it's for novice people.
I think the complexity of the game is what draws you in, because people look at it and think, oh, this is no big deal. It's kind of silly, and they start to control. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh. It's so that makes it like, hey, I got to figure out how to do this, because you don't want to, because you start to feel embarrassed that you keep falling and keep messing up. Like, wait, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it next time.
That's you're trying to get every coin, and them purists, of them 100%ers, them completionists would love a game like this. And that's why I said, Keith, I think you would like it, because it is paying homage to what we came up in, and it's skills based. You got to get good. Are you gonna be stuck at level 3 and level 4 and won't get much farther? You literally got to get good at maneuvering and manipulating this snake to do whatever you need to do to get to the coin, to get all the different items in the stage to progress. And it's some stuff cleverly placed that, you know, it's going to take some skills to get to it. So I think you should try it out. I wish they would have put a demo up so people can test it out and see how good it is. But, you know, they didn't do that.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I thought too.
Well, they may still do that because, I mean, like Halo, I mean, they just put a demo out for Halo Wars 2, and the game has been out for like a month now. So, yes, they still could do that later on, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
if it ain't safe.
Okay, so, but anyway, so let's go on to this next topic. I think, like I said, I recommend Snake Pass. Like I said, it ain't just on the Switch. You can get it on K-Bum, get it on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or Steam. It's everywhere. So go check it out if you got one of those devices, because I think it's well worth $19.99. I mean, for a game that's only $19, you get a game that I believe could easily be $29.99 or $30 or $39 easy. So $19 is almost in that class with Fast RMX. You're getting way more bang for your buck. It's like, don't let the $19 make you think it ain't much here. It's definitely more game there than the price is actually suggesting.
You know, that could be a topic of a discussion on another podcast or something about, you know, how we're starting to see a lot of high quality games in that, you know, $19.99 range, and we're sitting here paying $60 for games that are trash. You know?
Actually, we can talk about that. Go ahead, man. I mean, we ain't got much to talk about tonight, so I agree. To me, right now, I look at like Mass Effect's Andromeda. People went out and spent $59.99 or plus tax, $63 and are mostly unsatisfied. You know, going back to older games like K-Bon said with Richard 3, which I don't even think it cost $59.99 when it came out, did it?
No, it did. It did.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, but they gave you all the downloadable content, all that stuff was free though, right?
No, it wasn't free.
Some of that stuff was, I thought.
They did give a bunch of downloadable stuff.
DLC,
free.
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was free, but not all of it.
That was the Game of the Year edition type.
Yeah, the Game of Year edition.
Yeah.
Well, my point is, like D2K saying, there's a lot of games that hit the shelves that's you only paid 60 plus bones for, and you getting garbage or something that ain't even worth $19. But here it is, these indie developers and these I don't think the people who made Snake Pass are indie, but I think they got a chance to make their own game for the first time, and it was Snake Pass. And they turning out really good games and not charging you much for them, and that's pretty dope to me. Like, you're right, DJK, that do deserve a conversation, because I got right now on the Switch, I have Snake Pass, Fast RMX, I have a World Champions Perfect, and Metal Slug 3, and I still have like 20 gigs, like 20 or 18 gigs of space left on that 32 gigs. So that's like 5 games, and like on my PlayStation or Xbox, I'll be almost about to exhaust that 500 gigabytes. So with games I don't even play, like that Batman, I put that down maybe 10 hours into it. I was like, I don't even want to play this no more.
Yeah, don't keep bad memories over there about that Batman.
I'm almost done. I just haven't picked it up in a while.
Yeah. So anyway, you're right, D2K. That's a good point. A lot of these indie titles and straight to eShop or PlayStation Store or Xbox, I don't know what their store is called, but some of these titles are actually just as good, if not better than the major third-party company stuff.
And I think that, you know, it's a fair argument to say that third parties are starting to lose their grip and their handle on the industry, because these indie developers are really starting to come up, and, you know, all you need is a chance. There's a lot of talented people out there. You might know somebody, that can rap or they can sing or they can draw or whatever, but they just can't get a break. But you turn on TV, you see these clowns on TV that are getting paid millions of dollars, and they don't have talent in their pinky finger. So it's just, some of these development companies, they finally get a chance to do something like you said with the people that did the Snake Pass game, and they get a chance to show you, and they're like, this is our chance to wow everybody. So they ain't gonna come, weak sauce stuff. It's gonna be legit. So,
right.
I think that's the future. If the gaming has a future, I think it's going to be on the backs of indie developers for all three companies, not just for any one. I think that's necessary for the ecosystem of gaming in general for these indie developers to thrive.
Right. Well, you got to look at the fact that a lot of these major third-party companies, man, they can put out one game and put so much resources into it that if the game flop, they doors closing. That's how that's how it done got to the point that these companies done putting so much money into these games that if they don't sell 6, 7, 8 million, that can be a company closing their doors and laying folks off. So
and that kind of bleeds back into the whole situation with the Switch or the Switch and the Wii U. Why the Wii U didn't get so much and the Switch may not is because, like you just said, these companies are investing so much money and hoping to hit a home run on this one thing, and they have to make sure that they make money. So they're going to put this stuff on Microsoft and Sony because they know that they're going to get something there. But like you just said, if that doesn't happen, then they're done.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that last generation, man.
Yeah,
last gen, a lot of stuff just folded, man. A lot of companies.
I don't think right, K-Bun. I don't think the trade-off is. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know we're gonna get to the other stuff, but I don't think the trade-off is worth the gamble. Like, okay, Mass Effect. Like they probably was going real hard on the graphically intense, all that stuff, like really trying to do it up. Okay. It comes to the market and it's not living up to the people's expectation, but I guarantee a lot of money been pumped into that game.
Sure.
Oh man.
So
absolutely.
So with all these average scores might cause folks to be like, I don't know, I don't think I'm, and then that's money lost, not made. That's hundreds of millions of dollars lost.
So the thing is that you have to have a plan, and you have to understand that it has to be a balance there. I mean, you look at Zelda, it took Nintendo 4 years and all hands on deck to make this masterpiece of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what Nintendo is that they're never going to make a game that's just one strong point and something else is weak, regardless of what that is. It's going to be balanced. It's going to be good sound. It's going to be good graphics. It's going to be good play mechanics. It's going to be good story. It's going to be good character development. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting characters. It's going to be replay value. All those things are going to be balanced all through. That's the reason why you can go back and play a game like Blast Corps or Mario 64 or Zelda Ocarina of Time and play it today and just have as much fun as you did when you played it the first time back in 1998, 1999.
Right.
So that's the difference. That's the thing about these indie developers, that these indie developers still have that hunger and they have that the same creativity level that we have. They think the way we think. They're not trying to make a bottom end dollar. They're trying to give us the best artistic, performance possible for us to enjoy. And that's what happens, and that's why you can get cool games like this Snake Pass and Fast RMX and all kinds of stuff.
There's still a purity there. There's still an innocence and a purity there.
Right.
That left the others. Because you basically, the indies are what third party used to be back on the NES, Genesis, and Super NES with games like Mega Man and all them games. Like, though it was innocent, it was new, you creative, and them games stand the test of time. And the stuff we see now, like, it's forgettable 2 months later. You ain't even
Yeah.
thinking about that stuff no
But this
more.
game looks fantastic. It looks like a real movie, but it's like just watching a movie. I'm not even participating in the game. I'm just watching all these cutscenes and all this stuff. Like, can I play the game, please? Is that okay?
It's funny you bring that up because there's a video, and I don't know if I said this already, but there's a video comparing Zelda and Horizon. And I know beat that with a dead horse, but in that video you can see how much Nintendo put into the world where you can actually do Kingdom Play. Whereas in Horizon, you had the light bulbs.
You breaking up, Keith. I don't know what's
White walls where you can that they gave you like the indication that you can jump and climb. It's like you really couldn't do anything in the world on Horizon, like you were shooting and couldn't really swim, and it was just a lot of stuff that you can tell that they didn't focus on, whereas Nintendo was focusing on the gameplay and things like that. But I want to say something about that Mass Effect thing. In my defense, I don't know about K1. I didn't pay $60 for the game, but.
No, I think K-Bon. I think you got to do what's that you use, K-Bon?
EA Access.
Oh, okay. So let's go on to this, man. That's a good topic. I say, yeah, D2, we might need to make that a topic in our next podcast, man, and go a little bit deeper into that. But let's talk about this this GameStop stuff. Like GameStop been making a lot of noise lately. If it ain't saying Nintendo with the Switch might outsell the Wii, all that, like really praising the Switch. I'm not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the fact that they closed over 200 stores?
I think it was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, and I heard a whole bunch of people, screaming doom and gloom for GameStop, and I just think folks is jumping the gun with this type of stuff, and that's why I want to talk about it, because I will actually defend GameStop, and I can't stand this store, but this is definitely, in my opinion, not a doom and gloom situation. But let K-Bum, since he was more quiet the last topic. What do you think about these 200 stores closing with GameStop, man?
Yes. Man, I feel like the evil empire here are losing some of its fleet. That's how I feel looking at this, man. I still think GameStop is bad for gaming. I truly think the way they run their business is bad for gaming. The way they treat people who come into their store is bad for gaming, especially when you're trying to get over, you're trying to cheat, you're trying to lie. I think it's bad for gaming. And I guess what's kind of happened is because I don't think the gaming industry is I think the gaming industry is making as much money, if not more, than it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think the closing has to do with a dying industry or a declining. Let me say that, a declining industry. I think it has to do with some of the tactics that they were able to use and make boo-hoo money is no longer working. And to that I say, congratulations. If that's the case, because you could find a GameStop everywhere. Every mall had one. Every single mall had one. They were in neighborhoods. They were everywhere doing the same disgusting tactics. I'm sorry, this is true. The same disgusting tactic that was making them money back when they were paying people $5 for your version of Madden and then selling it for $25. It's just, I'm just happy that are selling you a used game as new. I don't I don't think it's doom and gloom. I still think they're making a lot of money, and it's not doom and gloom because the industry is still making money and the industry is still growing. But when you have stuff like digital download, you have stuff like Amazon. You can buy PS4 codes for digital download off of Amazon. That cuts into revenue, and there's a lot. And the fact that Walmart, Best Buy, I don't know about Target. I know Walmart, Best Buy, and Amazon all have their own trade-in service, just like how GameStop does. That again, it all cuts into now, and now there's competition. Now you can You can look at what Walmart is giving you back for returns. You can look see what Best Buy is giving you back for returns. You can see what Amazon is giving you back for returns for your game, and so you can use that to determine what place do you want to go. And again, that's cutting right into business. So I think they were overextending by putting it everywhere because they were making crazy amounts of money, and those tactics are no longer available when you have like digital download, when you have stuff like competition. And so I say, yay when I hear that. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I like your take. I like what you had to say there, K-Bump. D2K.
Sure, I can't really follow that. I mean, he pretty much covered everything.
My bad, bro. My bad.
I mean, what he's saying is correct. I mean, basically, they got away with doing a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't. I used to work for GameStop, so I know all about their practices and things that they do. And I know that because I have a friend that still works there. He's a store manager at GameStop, and I know that there's a purge coming in GameStop. There's going to be some reconstituting in terms of reorganization, so to speak, with the company. So I think that they already see the writing on the wall, and they're being proactive about it. So I don't think GameStop is going anywhere. I just think that the gravy train might be over for them because, like K-Bomb just said, there's so many other places that you can get used games from and get better deals from than GameStop. I mean, GameStop is more or less a convenience store. That's pretty much what it is. It's like a convenience store. When you go to a convenience store, stuff is super high, because you're in a pinch. You gotta I gotta get some bleach, or I gotta get some, dish detergent. I'm out of that, and you ready to go home. You don't want to go all the way back to the real store, so you go and get it from there, and it's like $2 or $3 markup on everything in the store. So that's pretty much how GameStop does their business, and it is sad that they do that. They did that for a long time, but it seems like the chicken's coming home to roost. So, we'll see what happens in the long term if they'll be able to find something else to do. I mean, I can understand why they're so excited about the Switch is because, like he was bringing up the whole digital downloads thing, cutting into the revenue. That's one of the biggest problems that they have. But when you have the Switch, when you have cartridges, that's going to make it a lot easier for them to, if the Switch is a monster, like the Wii was, let's say this for the sake of argument, then all those used cartridges revenue, they will be able to tap into that. So, that's the thing that they look at. All that. That's the reason why they're so behind Nintendo. But we'll see what happens. I mean, stuff like this happens a lot with these big companies. And they wind up finding a way to bounce back and come back stronger some other way. They might merge with another company. They might get bought out by another company like Walmart or something. So who knows what'll happen.
Okay, I agree. Okay.
I really like that convenience store analogy. I thought that was pretty good. I like that. Yeah. That was good. I never thought of it like that.
I didn't either. That's what I was saying. It just popped into my head.
Over everything over practice because they did have a monopoly that they no longer have anymore. So that is a good that's a good point you brought out. D2. Go ahead, Keith.
Okay. Well, I'll say it's definitely bad for gaming. What they've done. But it's definitely not bad for business when we're talking about revenue. We're only thinking about them. They're trying to stay in business. And the only reason I bring that up is because the company that I work for is going through hard times right now, and they're very close to maybe closing the doors. So revenue, no matter how you get it, is very important. And yeah, GameStop was doing some shady things, and I agree as a gamer that it was pretty bad. But I understood I understand now. Because they're trying to keep a company and trying to pay their employees, things like that. So y'all can disagree or agree to that, but that's my take on that. The fact that these stores are closing is definitely a sign of the times. Like Kayvon brought up, there's so many different avenues and things that you can get games like he does. What is it called? GameFly. Steam is killing it on PC. PlayStation and Microsoft have both made moves to get ahead of that coming storm. PlayStation, what is it called? PlayStation Now streaming thing, and then Microsoft with what is it, UWP? Is that right, DTK?
I'm not sure what they call it. I mean,
Y'all know what they call it.
they got I know they got the Xbox Game Pass thing. That you just
That thing. I think they're using UWP to get them to play on both the Xbox and the PC. But everybody's making moves because they know that this coming storm is coming. Winter is coming.
Dude, when does Game of Thrones come back?
I think in July.
July 6th. They just
Why
got
they
a little
push it
trailer.
back? Anyway, let me stop.
Because it's so much stuff they got to do for that.
I know, but man, I've been sitting around here Money and Violence. I don't know if y'all know about that show.
Nah.
That's another one. Shaw knew about them. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, the winter is coming, and everybody's trying to get ahead of it. And I don't think GameStop can make any type of moves. Like somebody said something about it being bought out. I don't know why. Why would Walmart buy GameStop and they already steal games, or Target or something like that? Yeah, they would just have to close the doors because there's really no benefit to having the GameStop outside of trading games back in, and you're getting a pretty decent profit on it. Maybe.
But if you look at it as like a Walgreens, then it makes more sense because Walgreens are everywhere, and they're convenient. Even though they sell stuff at higher prices.
Right, and then you're in that area and you don't have to build new stores. You can say, okay, we just call this the Walmart Light or something like that.
Yeah, right. Like Best Buy's been doing that with some of their stuff, and it's a Best Buy Light, and it just sell like phones.
Yeah. I've seen those. Yeah.
Convenient, but their hours are. They close at like 9:00. What if it's like 9:30? Like, oh man, I want to go get that game. I still got to go to Walmart.
Yeah, let me jump on this, man, because I think people might be reading too much into these 200 stores closing. When you look at how many stores GameStop has, you realize how minute 200 stores is. Like they have literally over 7,000 stores. Now that's across the world, 7,000 stores. And they're only closing 200 of them. Now, the problem is, and I think, because I listened to Gamer Tag Radio, one of the person was saying, this is just a sign that a digital is on its way, and it's just a sign of it. I was like, man, no, it's not. Like, no. What's going on here is GameStop oversaturated the market with GameStop stores. Mm-hmm. Like, I can go to St. Louis. Like if I'm going to see friends and anything and I'm up that way, I can literally drive around in about 20 minutes and see about 4 GameStop stores in 20 minutes. Like literally a GameStop over here, and I can walk to the next GameStop.
I got you beat on that. Where I live, there's a mall on the south side of town, and they had 2 GameStops in that mall. One of them used to be EB Games, and they got switched over to GameStop when they got bought out. So you had 2 there. Then on the outside across the street, you had 2 more GameStops, literally. So you literally had 4 GameStops within a mile radius of each other.
And right, and then K-Bum know this. In my hometown, we're a college town, but we're not huge. We don't need. Let me just be real. We didn't need 2 GameStops, but we had one. We had one in the mall. And then they built one out by the Walmart in my town. So they closed. Now the GameStop that was in the mall used to be Babbage's. And it went from Babbage's. We had EB across the hall. EB closed, and and GameStop bought out Babbage's. EB closed down, and then they built another GameStop out by Walmart. Well, they closed down the GameStop in the mall, and we only have the one out by Walmart. So I would say GameStop is almost like a McDonald's, but the need for that many stores doesn't match. That many store doesn't match the need, meaning one of these stores is going to suffer because there's so many other GameStops to go to. So what they're doing is trimming the fat, cutting off these stores that ain't getting enough, I guess, visits, and keeping the stores open that getting pretty good business and the stores that's doing great, it's not a real sign that they losing money. I mean, that I don't see it as a sign that they're going the way of the dodo. I think they had so many stores, they don't have a choice but to cut back on some of these stores. Like D2K said, and K-Bomb know I'm not lying, where he at. You can literally drive around the block and see about 4 GameStops before you get out of a 30-mile radius. At least 4 to 5. When I was down in Dallas, Texas, I can drive in a 30-mile radius. I think I can pass about 7, 8 GameStops. So it was just too oversaturated, man. They had, and plus what I read was they're replacing a lot of these stores with other stores they own, like phone stores and like different cell phones and other stuff. So it's not like they just got games that they own other companies that they're replacing and making and giving those stores over and switching those stores over to a different content and different devices instead of games and cell phones now. So I don't think it's a sign of doom and gloom. At least I don't think so.
You know, that's a really good point that you brought out. It is over, because I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I can go to that GameStop. I remember it was some game I was looking for, and he was like, "You want me to call it a certain such a store?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not? Go ahead." And they had one. I'm just thinking to myself, like, if it was all in one store, you'd probably do better business. Because now you separate everybody, and everybody got to go and look for things, and some people just give up. It was a Mass Effect game I was looking for. Matter of fact, on the Wii U.
Right.
But yeah, that's a really good strong point.
Yeah, that's what because I was like, man, then I was like, man, they just trimming the fat, man. This ain't a not Stereo One, but Circuit City. This ain't a Circuit City. This ain't a Blockbuster. Like Blockbuster got dropped. Yeah, I used to work for Blockbuster. Blockbuster got dropped by Viacom. Huh?
I said that's why I laughed. That's why.
Okay.
I remember you used to work there.
Yeah, they got dropped by Viacom. That's why Blockbuster went out, because they got dropped by Viacom and Red Boxes and Netflix and Hulu just took over that market.
Well, they was stupid. They should have did all that stuff first anyway.
Yeah, they was trying to get them to go first. They wouldn't bite the bullet. They didn't think it was gonna last. They thought it was a dying trend. And Netflix and all that killed them, man. All that just took them out. But yeah, so no, GameStop until now, when Best Buys and Walmarts and stuff like that really start pouring hard into their gaming sections, that's when Best Buy gonna have to worry. I mean, that's when GameStop gonna have to worry. Because right now it's still casual for them. They have other stuff to make. Like GameStop is all about games. Best Buy, that's just one of the things they do. But if GameStop hone in on the games like they do the cell phones, you know, because right now when you walk into Best Buy, they serious about them cell phones. Like that's centered. I don't know about y'all's, but mine's the cell phones and tabs and all that is in the center of the store. It's the first thing you see, and it's the most packed area in the store. Games are off to the back in its secluded area. And a few Best Buys that I went to in the Memphis area and the St. Louis areas and stuff like that is the exact same design. Like the cell phones, the iPhones, the Samsungs all have their special design area, and it's right there. As soon as you walk in the store, that's the first thing you're gonna see. If Best Buy take gaming that serious, then GameStop gonna have a problem. Yep. So, but right now I think they still got, because they synonymous with game, man, and people like other folks have said, we slaves, man. We willing to go trade in our games and get crumbs. It's sad, but
crackies.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. What else did we want to talk about? So that was GameStop.
Splatoon.
Yeah, we can touch on that Splatoon. Go ahead. What did you think about it?
Well, I only played like 2 matches, and I felt like I got all the feel that I needed from those 2 matches. Definitely changed up the controllers. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Like it got real quiet. I was like, "What? Am I by myself?" No. I played like 2 matches. Won the first one, lost badly on the second one. They changed up the controls. It was a little awkward because I didn't have the gamepad in my hand. But I got used to that. Everything worked pretty much the same except that map, the jump button, all of that was different. And I played with the dual guns, the little 2 little pistols, and it was fun. To me it was still Splatoon. It was just something they just changed up a few things. I don't know. I heard some other people talk about how they changed some of the game mechanics. I didn't play that long to get a feel of that, but
I didn't get that either. I definitely agree with you with the controls. Like it made me like jump into your friends, to your partners.
Yeah.
Made me miss the gamepad. I was like, you know what? I like this Pro Controller, but the convenience of the gamepad was definitely missed. I don't like how it ain't that I don't like that they changed the button format. I just had to adjust. It's Splatoon, man. I mean, there are some differences, and it's hard to talk about it since D2 and K-Bum hasn't played it, but definitely Splatoon. It was something. I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on it. It's Splatoon, but it's like something was missing that was in the original. I don't know what that is. I was enjoying it no different, but it's like I don't know what is missing here. Something is missing. I don't know if it's the controls. I don't know if it's a change of the button layout that's kind of just distorted and kind of throwing off my vibe with it. But as I enjoyed the game and definitely look forward to getting it, it was a little different. I don't know what it was though.
I think you just missed the gamepad, but go ahead, D2K.
I can kind of relate to it on this point. Like I said, they came out with the Halo Wars demo this past week, and I downloaded that. So I actually played the first board of the campaign on Halo Wars 2. And just like Splatoon, a game where you rely on a lot of muscle memory, you just you expect to press a certain button and expect a certain thing to happen. And now you change the controls up, and it's different. It's not completely different. It's not egregiously different, but it's different enough to throw up your whole mojo. And I noticed that when I was playing Halo Wars 2, that they removed certain functions and they switched some buttons around to where I'm like, well, hold on. I'm expecting to press the button and something to happen. It's not happening. Yeah. And then that function is some functions are just completely gone. I'm like, what did you do that for? So it's like the things that they improved upon, kind of like, okay, that's cool that they added this in, but then they took that away. It's like, you're kind of like,
Yeah, you're right.
You want to say I like it, but you can't because they took stuff out that they shouldn't have taken out, and it didn't make it any better. It ain't
that I like it, but like when you like, and this happened to me going from Assassin's Creed 3 to Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the Wii U, because they took out all the Wii U gamepad functionality, and it just made what was so seamless and instant a chore. Like jumping to your friends is distracting to me. Like you gotta push, I think is it X? You gotta push X to bring up the map, and then you gotta use the D-pad to get to whoever you want to jump to. Now I heard that there's a different way to do it. I heard some other guys find out a different way to do it that's way more streamlined and faster. But on the gamepad, I just looked at the gamepad and I saw Doc, I'm gonna use him, Dr. Feelgood over here, because I used to play. I end up playing with him all the time. Or if I saw Keith Norris over there, I could just push his face, and then here I'm blasting off to him. Well, on the Switch, you gotta push this button and then find which direction on the D-pad where he at and which one is on him, and push that, then you shoot to him. It's like it's a lot more steps to do something that was streamlined on the Wii U. So it's good, but it's gonna take a lot of adjusting to get back to what you used to be with.
Actually,
like
I think it may be a little bit faster in Splatoon 2. But like you said, you got to get used to it because you got to take into consideration that you're only focused on one screen. But when you play on the original game, you have to look down and find the person. And yeah, it's fast. You push your finger there and do it, but then you got to put your hand back on the controller.
Right, there you go.
But with this, you can just push that button, look up, and you can use gyros to find the teammate. I don't know what button you use to select. Maybe A. I don't know.
I think it's X. I think X brings up the map. I'm not for sure, but
if the X brings it up, then the X will probably take it back down. So it's probably another button they use to select. But I think once you get used to it, I think people are gonna think it's faster. It just, like you said, you just gotta get used to it, man.
Now let me ask you this: are you vulnerable while the map is in front? Because you know what happens is the map comes up and you kind of go on this depixelated, like cleary in the background. Are you still vulnerable at that spot? Because I never got hit doing it, but I felt like, man, if I don't find who I want to jump to, I'm finna get lit up. And I would think they should keep it like that to make you learn how to do that quick because it's more realistic. I would hate that they would make you prone to damage while in that state because I think that would be unfair. So I'm assuming that you're still vulnerable while trying to locate who you want to jump to on the map to help out.
Yeah, you give it up.
Okay. It up. Now, I do like this Splatoolies. What do you call them guns?
I just call them the dualies. I think called dualies.
The dualies. Dude. The dualies dope, man. Especially that little dodge, that little dodge you can do. That's real cool. The Super Mario Sunshine floating. It looks cool, but I don't think it's as I think you're more vulnerable than a predator in that state because people just shoot up and shoot you out the sky. Once you figure out, oh, okay, you at first you get kind of overwhelmed when you see somebody do it. You start running out because they got these, bazooka-like splat bombs they shooting at you. But once you get, man, you just shoot them out the sky, then it's easy. It's actually an easy target as they floating because they can't maneuver as quick and they can't go into no paint. They kind of exposed. So
that's the girl from Overwatch. What's her name? Farrah?
Yeah, tell me when to shoot the rockets.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, once they go into that mode, man, you super open. Like if you ain't got the advantage, it's best. I mean, the dual guns is nice, it's cool, and you can really take somebody out. But when you go into the special and you shoot up like you got the water cannon on your back, you exposed to anybody. I was watching folks getting taken out left and right with that. I like how they sped up the paintbrush. I think that's good. Yeah. They ain't as slow, so you can really get around on there. But definitely enjoyed the game. I wish I had more time with it. I think Nintendo was smart and clever by setting up these hour-long opportunities to play. Everybody kind of cramming it at the same time. You really get a chance to test out. You can really tax whatever you would call that, the service. And I never had any drops. I never had any glitches. I never had any hiccups. It was smooth the whole time I played. So that was a good sign.
The only thing that I had that was messed up was like right when I was about to start. The very first time I was about to start, it wouldn't let me in. I had to go back out and then come back in. About the dualies, the one where you float in the air, I just think it's just going to come down to strategy. And I don't think they should change it or fix it. I just think that just just how you're going to play the game.
Right.
The other thing about the little dodge mechanic, I was going head up with somebody, right? And I'm shooting them, and they're not dying. They shoot me. I haven't died yet. And I tried to do the little dodge roll. I was waiting, and I ran out of ink. I didn't realize that dodge mechanic used ink. And I tried to do it and got lit up. And I was like, dang, I had them.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, I would love for I think D2K, have you ever played Splatoon?
I played it sparingly.
Okay. I would love for K-Bum to play it, man, because that competitive side of him, man. And I know it, it might not look like something you would get into, but I think you would, man, because it's. And I can't wait till they add all the online features like with voice chat and all that, because I think definitely this time you're going to need voice chat. You need it for this one because it seemed a little faster. They have made the stages smaller and compact, so you are running into your opponents a whole lot. So it's not like the old one where you might not see the other team for a little bit. No, you see you run into your team quick. Now I'm not sure if all the stages will be this kind of engaging and combative, but that made for a lot of differences too. Because man, I was getting, we was doing good at first. My highest score was like 1,800. That was my highest score. My lowest score, we lost. I think I got 700, 800, something like that. But you can get taken out in this game, man. Easy, like get straight pinned to your spawn spot. And every time you come off that mug, you just ate up. It's definitely a good game, man. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like D2K said, my muscle memory is gonna have to retrain itself to adjust to the game padless differences. So but I enjoyed it. Like I said, I only got a chance to do it one at 2:00 on Saturday. I didn't get a chance to get it in with many other ones. All right, so I don't know much about this, but I thought it might be worth talking about because I know a lot of you guys have kind of called it quits with Call of Duty. Is that fair to say? I don't know. Like I heard K-Bum like I'm done with Call of Duty. He Overwatch for like that's it now.
Overwatch for life, cuz.
So, and I know all you guys PC heads. I know D2K got a PC. I know Keith Norris got a PC. So y'all probably know the roots of Call of Duty was a PC game set in the World War era. There was, I guess, it's elite. I don't know if it's been
confirmed.
It's confirmed. Yeah. So, what do y'all think about Call of Duty returning to the World War II setting? Like, is this going to make you interested again? Since K-Bum, since you was quiet a lot with the Splatoon talk, I throw it to you and let you open this one up, man. Does this intrigue you, or do you still don't care? It's Call of Duty. Who cares? Call of Duty.
Oh, okay. So, if we want to have this conversation, we have to talk about why. The guy in that comment section, guys, just let him be. You see his name, just let him be. But when you talk about Call of Duty and you talk about people being done with Call of Duty, you have to understand why people are done with Call of Duty. One of the biggest reasons I know for me personally, why I called it quits with Call of Duty is that they took the sci-fi thing just too far, and the game just became utterly just a twitch shooter. You know, if you couldn't react in 0.2 milliseconds of a second, you were dead. And that's where they took the game. But if you look at Call of Duty in its heyday, where it really blew up and became the shooter that everyone had to play, it was strategy. It wasn't just twitch. Yes, it was fast paced, but strategy can win you the game. I remember many hours of me playing with another guy, and we even printed out the maps. You know, we printed out the maps from Call of Duty, and we were at work coming up with strategies on how to take the choke points, how to hold it, how to play the domination maps and stuff like that. It wasn't just about a twitch shooter, right? But if you look at the latest ones, the Infinite Warfare, if you look at the last couple ones, it became such a twitch shooter that it wasn't enjoyable. That if you weren't between the ages of 15 and 27, you really didn't enjoy it because, you know, as you get older, your reactions start to slow down a little bit, you know, and I guess I started to feel it a little bit. And it got so far away from its origins that it became this unplayable because it wasn't a sci-fi shooter, but it acted like it was. So yeah, that really pushed Call of Duty in a place that it is now, and the fact that it's going back to its roots, to me, it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. I kind of think they may be copying off of what Battlefield did.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I don't know about that. But go ahead. I don't want to.
I know. I know that they have a history, right? A history of being in the world war, but they only make this change after Battlefield 1 was praised and for its trailer. I mean, people went bananas off of that Battlefield 1 trailer. And
but from what I hear, from what I hear, this particular game has been in development for like 3 years now, though. That's the only reason. But you might be right. You might be right.
A Call of Duty game has been in development for 3 years. It does not mean it was this one. It was a World War, because it's just a skin. You can put a skin on top of it, change it what you want to. I understand how they do their cycle, because there's 3 development companies that work for Call of Duty. There's Treyarch, there's Sledgehammer, there's Infinite War, and there's a 3-year cycle that they rotate. So I understand, yeah, it may have been, but I can assure you that once they saw Battlefield 1, that reaction, it was like, you know what, let's give this a green light. This is definitely a go.
Okay.
Because yeah, they didn't make that change. Yeah, I understand about that, but yeah, I really think some of it has to do with Battlefield, because again, they haven't visited the World War since 2008, and that was World at War, and that was one of the least liked Call of Duty games.
That was one of the dopest ones to me.
I understand, but Activision is about sales, and that came off of the back of Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. Whoa. Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Woo,
Spit it out.
Spit it out, bro.
Spit it out.
All right. Is that it, K-Bomb? Because I'm throwing the D2K.
You cut me off. It's cool. No, man, go ahead. I'm good.
No, you ain't finished. I said go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
I thought you still trying to unravel your tongue a little bit. Your tongue is
no, I was saying it was the least liked Call of Duty at that point in time. It was. But I thought it was cool, but it was off of the backs of Modern Warfare, and it did not get the praises that Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty 4 had gotten. And so they went back to doing Modern Warfare. That's why the next game released was Modern Warfare. Good Lord. So I'm done. But
he got that Tom and Jerry tongue tied going on. Let me ask this, man. I'm throwing to D2K. Well, let me let D2K keep saying what they feel about this. Then I ask the question. Go ahead, D2.
Hold on a second. I gotta get myself together.
Man, wasn't that funny, man?
You was struggling with that little bit, man. You was struggling on that, bro.
Okay.
We know you articulate. Actually, I got some compliments on your voice and articulation, man. Somebody listening to the podcast is really impressed by you. So don't feel bad. We have those moments, man. Don't feel bad.
Well, this is a front, man. I speak Ebonics. I'm doing this for the podcast.
Warfare.
Y'all cold-blooded, man.
Go ahead, D2.
I didn't really get into Call of Duty until Modern Warfare 3. So I didn't really have any experience playing any of the Call of Duties beforehand, so I can't really make a good comparison. I know that I did not like Advanced Warfare or Fighter, whatever they call it, at all. I thought it was ridiculous. It was too high tech, even though I like, space shooters and stuff like that, because I'm a huge Halo fan, obviously. But I don't need that from Call of Duty. That's not what I play it for. I wanted to have experience more grounded in reality, and stuff that you were doing. It just didn't make any sense. Like, I'm taking these little balls and I'm throwing it into like this circle and trying to score points. Like, am I playing basketball or am I shooting? I mean, what is this? Stuff didn't make any sense. It was stupid, and it became a commercial. The commercialization of Call of Duty got to it. That's pretty much what it is. You know, it became a cash cow.
Yep.
Activision. They said, "We'll just keep pumping them out. We don't care about the quality. We don't care about if it has any substance. Just put it out there because people are going to buy it because it says Call of Duty." And they're not lying, because, you know, as much as people complain about it, they're sitting out there on the pavement when the midnight releases to get the game every single time. And whenever they come out with this one, they're going to be doing the same thing again. So, you know, going back to World War II, I mean, it's always good to recharge your batteries and get back to basics. You know, brevity is the soul of wit. You know, translation means keep it simple, stupid. So, you know, just
right.
keep it simple. You know, just go back to basics, go back to the drawing board, and maybe they can rekindle some of the things that made Call of Duty a success in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Keith.
Hey, Level Head, how are you? So, I like Call of Duty. I don't play it anymore, but I do like it. I think fundamentally it's one of the greatest first-person shooters that we have on the market. And despite how you feel about it, despite how D2K said about the commercialization of it, despite all that, it's still one of the more sound engines. Probably because it hadn't really changed much, but it's one of the more sound engines. I think you can put anything on top of it. I don't know if anybody remember the GoldenEye game. I think GoldenEye on the Wii, and then they brought it over to the Xbox 360 and the PS3. But it used that engine of the Call of Duty, and it made a fantastic GoldenEye game. It was really fun. But going back to World War II, I almost messed up like K-Bone.
Oh man.
Y'all have to cut that out because I ain't gonna make it.
Go ahead.
Krispy Kreme, no. Call of Duty.
Stop it, man. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Real. But no, going back to
Oh man.
I'm done.
I'm sorry, man, but that Krispy Kreme got caught me off guard. That was so good.
Oh no.
All right, go ahead, Keith. No, finish what you said, man.
I just think it's a good idea, man. That's all. He does.
Okay, all right. Now, okay, so let me make sure I ain't tripping over here. But my question is, when will we? Why hasn't we? Why I am doing K-Bone. Hold up. Why aren't we fatigued? I'm messing with you, K. Why aren't we fatigued with this? Where did K-Bone go? Did he leave?
Yeah, he left.
Oh, K-Bone left the party, man. Let me see where he at. He'll come back. Anyway, why haven't we grown tired of the first person shooter genre? Like, why is it still thriving like it is? D2K. Hopefully K-Bone get back in.
Well, I it's kind of a loaded question because the first person shooter genre is a genre. I mean, it's not like something that's just a temporary thing. I mean, it's been around for decades. You know, it's been around since the mid 90s, at least, maybe even the early 90s. You're thinking about if you go back to PC. I mean, games like Wolfenstein and Doom and stuff like that. But you know, it's like, you know,
what happened, man?
Hey, my phone just crashed, man.
Oh, okay. All right, we just making sure, bro. You like, man, you need to leave him alone about that stuff. Anyway,
man, I ain't no punk.
go ahead. Did you hear the question?
Don't worry about that.
Because I'm gonna come to you at the
No,
D2.
I didn't hear it.
We'll repeat it once D2 get done. I'll let you know what it was. Go ahead, D2.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on it depends on the actual game and the quality of it. I mean, when you start playing the same games over and over again, doesn't seem like they're just reskinning the games. You can say, yeah, I'm getting tired of this. But you have a game like Overwatch, which just breaks the rules of convention or a game, and then they just throws new life into the whole genre again. So as long as people are being creative, whatever genre it is, it's always going to be, exciting for people.
Okay. That's kind of what I mean. Like, I'm kind of trying to say the format that, like, the advanced warfare, like, everybody started complaining about the advanced warfare and all that, but Overwatch is a new take on first-person shooter. So, like you said, D2K, it breathed life, new interest, new way of approaching this type of a game. But the Call of Duties, they still kind of tread down the same tried and true, but they just reskin a path. And my question is, K-Bum, why haven't we grown tired or burnt out with the masses? I know individually you might be tired of it. D2K might be done with it. Keith, he said he like it, but he don't play them. Why haven't the masses grown tired of the annual Call of Duty? And I can say this with other genres too, but specifically just isolating this one. Like, why is it still prominent like it is all these years later and much haven't changed about it?
I think Keith said it. Keith actually said it. What he said was that, believe it or not, the formula that they have, the base that they have, still makes Call of Duty one of the best first-person shooter games out there. For me, I tried my hardest to find because I still had an itch for the first-person shooter. And so I went to game after game trying to find a first-person shooter that I would prefer over Call of Duty. And after my many years of searching, I could not find one that was better than Call of Duty. Rehashed or not, the formula, the gameplay is still, sadly, some of the best for the first-person shooter genre. A lot of the other guys just don't come close. And that's why I was so happy when Overwatch came, because they rewrote the script on the first-person shooter and made it more of a MOBA type first-person shooter than what was being done before. And even Call of Duty tried to adapt that kind of mindset by, in the new one, you have characters that you pick. I think the last one did as well. You had characters that you pick and that all have their own special abilities. But again, it's still Call of Duty with just different skin. You're still doing the same thing. You got the same weapons. It's just got a different name. It looks a little different, but it's still a sticky grenade. It's still a flashbang. It's still a concussion grenade. It's still a radio jammer. It's still the same thing, just with different names, and now it looks different. And that's, and that was a blessing and a curse, because playability remains similar, but it's a curse because you're not doing anything new. So that's what I got to say about that.
All right. Okay. Keith, what can you add to this, man? Why haven't we grown tired of this tried and true?
Look at that!
Rubbed off on me.
Tried and blue.
This tried and true formula, man. Like, why hasn't it grown stale? Go ahead.
You can do so much with it. DK just brought up the fact that Overwatch is a breath of fresh air for the first-person shooter. We just had Resident Evil 7 with its first-person mode, and of course we had games like Outlast before it. There's so many different ways that you can take it, and also you got to consider the fact, and also Metroid Prime. But you can also take it in some different ways. Like, this is supposed to be your eyes into the game. So
your mic cracking up a little bit. I won't. So you adjusted it, it'll come in real clear. I don't know what you did, but Go ahead.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can take it in so many different ways. Like there was some little game I was playing. It wasn't even a shooter. It was some game called Looking for My Uncle or something. I don't know what it was called, but I was in the first person mode. And like I said, it's so many different ways you can take it. You can take it into like a platform first person, shooter first person. It's just that angle, that view. And also, I think it's easier to program for because you don't have to program a character. You don't have to program physics for that character to roam in. So I think it's also easy for the developers to make games for. And also, you got to consider the fact that we are moving to the world of VR. So first person is still, it's getting even bigger. And people still like it. Call of Duty is still a big hit. Battlefield is a big hit. It's just a popular thing to do.
Okay. All right. So let me ask this, then I guess we'll close it out because I think we in good time and I don't want to continue to go and I ain't got much else to talk about. But what genre do you see becoming because first person shooter, the FPS has been the dominant genre in gaming for basically a decade now. We be legit about it. It's been
longer than that. Halo. It's been longer than that.
Halo.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. Do you see a genre that is like, because I would say the open world is starting to make a strong resurgence, especially here lately. Like it's been a lot of, and I would say Witcher 3 kind of played a part in making that, and other games have had their, I would say even the Bloodborns and all that is, I don't know if Bloodborne is open world. Is that open world? Or is it linear?
I haven't played it, couldn't tell you.
I know what's the other games that Bloodborne is based off of?
Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
Dark Souls, ain't them open world games? I don't know. But what genre do you see, or do you see any genre eclipsing and becoming the front runner in gaming outside of FPS? Over FPS. I go in the same order I went the last time. D2K.
I don't know. There's not enough being done in other genres that I can think of right off the top of my head that would make a serious threat to first-person shooters. First-person shooters are too easy to do, and it's too easy to copy and paste. So in terms of money, these publishers are not going to give that up. As long as we keep forking out the money, they're going to keep giving us the same things over and over. They're not going to take the time to create something new or something innovative. That's something that the first parties have to think about because they have the lowest risk of doing that financially. Nintendo has the leeway to be able to do stuff like that because they have a lot of money. So if they come up with a new concept of something that doesn't work, they can say, let's go to the drawing board and try something else. But these major third parties, like Activision can't try to come out with the next Mario or the next Zelda because if it doesn't work, then what do you do now? You just lost all that money. You have nothing to show for it. So I don't think that we're going to see anything else take over unless, you see the first party studios like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo come up with something that's so revolutionary that everybody jumps on top of it. And the third party say, hey, we need to jump on that bandwagon too and make our versions of that. And then we see a new renaissance of that particular genre.
Okay. Let me ask this, because I'm going to ask this to other guys and I ain't giving you a chance to answer. Do you feel like we need another genre to take over, to take the lead? Do you feel like something else needs to dethrone first-person shooters in gaming, or do you feel like we fine as we are right now?
I mean, it's. I don't think anything needs to dethrone it. I think it's just you as a consumer have the decision on what you want to buy with your money. They can make as many first-person shooters as they want to. I mean, if you don't want to buy it, you're not going to buy it.
Well, I mean, the reason I'm asking that way. If something else dethrones it, then a lot of the money and resources that's going into the first person shooter games will go into go somewhere elsewhere. Whereas, a lot of these other genres are kind of lacking because, like you said, D2K, people don't want to take a chance. They don't have the money and the luxury to just take a chance on, like you said, like a Nintendo or a Sony or even Microsoft first party wise can take chances on these other genres and pour a lot of money into them and maybe fail. Whereas a third party company doesn't have that luxury to pour that much money into something that might fail. So they stick with what they know is selling and just continue to give us more of that. So,
right. But that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the indie studios. Is the indies, they have the they can do that. They can come up with new, like the Snake game. They can make stuff like that. They can make games like the Cuphead and stuff like that. They're not tied down to financial statements and investors and stuff like that. They can be what's the word I'm looking for? More adventurous.
Adventurous.
With their creativity.
They have liberty. They have liberty.
More creative liberty. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, K-Ball. You could. The question was, what do you see another genre? How did I put it? What do you see another genre dethroning the FPS? And do we need another genre to dethrone FPS? Go ahead.
If I had to just say what I top of my head right now, what I would think could do it, I think the emergence of online gaming and stuff like the Division, which is for the consoles, which is more like a MMO, pretty much. I can see that, like Division and Destinies. Oh, those guys are just now coming to the console. Those are big hitters on the PC side. We look at stuff like World of Warcraft. You look at stuff like that. Those are big hitters on the PC world, but not so big on the console world. And so, if anything, I'd see that would take over. it would be some more of those giant world games that you can find multiple people in and playing. Because if we think about back in time, first person shooters wasn't always the king. It was first the 2D adventure games, and then came maybe the fighters were king for a while. Especially my Mortal Kombat days, and stuff is
in 3D open world adventures, 3D.
Yeah, it was the top down games that was king for a while, and then open worlds had its first shine, and then it went back in Xbox days and GoldenEye started the revolution of the first person shooters. The thing is, I don't see first person shooters losing their crown anytime because of the emergence of the competitive scene, and the competitive scene loves first person shooters. You still have a competitive scene for a game which is considered a grandfather in gaming, when you still have Counter-Strike tournaments for Counter-Strike still going on. And that game is older than Call of Duty, I believe. And so I don't see, because of the competitive scene and how much growth that it has now, that I don't actually see first-person shooters going anywhere. Maybe lessen a little bit, but the emergence of competitive game is going to keep first-person shooters very high on the two playlists.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up the Division, man, because I don't care for first-person shooters, but I can play the Division. Like when I jumped in with you guys and King Coop and all them, man, I enjoyed that. But I would never. What'd you say?
Level head down.
Yeah. But I enjoyed that because I like to see the person that I'm playing as, and to me, it was way more engaging seeing us all in that space. You over here, I'm over here, rather than me in this first person view. I don't know. It just emerged me a lot more. But go ahead, Keith. What's your take? Do you feel like what genre do you think has the potential to dethrone the first-person shooter, and should the FPS genre be dethroned? Go ahead.
Well, is FPS a genre? Because Kayvon pretty much already said it. The MMOs, they're huge. And then what's the game there? Destiny. And then they got Destiny 2 coming up. That's an MMO. I would argue, would the Division be considered an MMO? No.
It's the consoles versions of MMO. So yes.
But yeah, you got those games on PC that these guys actually make money going to these competitions and stuff like that. So I don't know if first person shooter does have the throne. I just think that we're looking at it from just are we looking at it from the console side? We're just looking at it from gaming side.
Say that again.
Are we looking at it from just the console side, or are we just looking at it from gaming overall? Because
gaming overall. Gaming overall.
I would argue to say that the MMO side is a lot bigger than the first person side. But
okay,
that's my point of view on it.
All right.
I would say that the MMO, there's probably more in terms of variety of different MMOs, or there might be more of a user base playing MMOs, but I think that as far as revenue, that belongs to the first person shooters, both PC and console.
Okay. You got to consider a lot of those PC games people aren't even buying. You know what I mean? So yeah. I agree to that, D2K.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, you're right, because most of them pirating that stuff.
Well, no, some are free to play.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you're free to play, generate a lot of money too, though?
Are you kidding me? Free to play is the reason why Candy Crush was making $1 million a day.
Right. So money-wise, you could kind of argue that it might be more lucrative too, because like you said, some of these games like they're making that. Anyway, we ain't trying to go all there. But that was just something that I was thinking about, man. I just feel like, me personally, I feel like it's time for another genre to be at the helm, especially consoles-wise, home consoles. Maybe not PC, but maybe we need to see another genre at the top and kind of provoke some of these third parties to venture away from pumping all their money into the Battlefields, the Call of Duties, and all that, and maybe make some of these other games a lot bigger and broader. I think it'll create more diversity and just a better gaming landscape, man. That's just my opinion. But
it's like I said, it's gonna take a first party to do that. It's gonna take just if Nintendo were to do a Pokemon MMO, then everybody would be doing MMOs, because that would be the biggest selling MMO ever. Period. It would generate billions of dollars for Nintendo. Let's just be honest.
That's Nintendo's ace too. That whatever this Pokemon game is gonna be in Monster Hunter, that's Nintendo's ace in the hole for that Switch system. So yeah, you're right.
And if let's just say that it was an MMO, it's coming out for the Switch, and it's probably not coming out this year, but whenever it comes out, there's no way that the third parties or Microsoft or Sony can just sit there and say, "Yeah, we're not going to do that. They can have that." Their fans are going to demand something as in response to that.
Right. As long as they don't mess around and do a PlayStation All-Stars. But anyway, fellas, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. This was the Live and Level. What'd you say, Keith?
I should say, don't forget about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, forgot about that. But anyway, this was episode 93. I'm going to let these dudes sign themselves out, starting with Mr. Norris. Go ahead.
Yo, people, it was good talk, good laugh, war. You know what I'm saying?
He's still on him.
Modern warfare.
Also, I made a video. I'm not a YouTuber, but I did make a video. I posted it. If you just click on my name, I guess. I did a demonstration of how I hold the Joy-Con grip for anybody who cares. So But it was a good podcast, fellas. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments.
Cool. All right, K-Bum 20.
Man, I ain't saying nothing else, man. I'm done with y'all.
All right, D2K.
Oh, you can't come after ask me a question right after that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Nice.
All right, and this is your boy Levelhead, man. Till next time, folks. Keep it gaming and safe. Deuces.